What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. My brother, the Original People, also known as JB, I know him personally. We grew up together in Del Paso Heights. He sent me this particular screenshot today of a sister who I believe might be with the Nation of Islam, or at least a Muslim sister, and she is weighing in on, Kevin Samuels and talking about some of the content that he disperses online, and she's comparing him against, Minister Louis Farrakhan. Some people refer to him as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and she has this to say: "Day music! Kevin Samuels is almost 60 years old and still has not had a successful relationship. Why are we taking advice from him again? The minister has been married for over 60 years to the same woman. Kevin Samuels can't tell me nothing." And then she says, "For you brothers that follow Kevin Samuels, find yourself a father figure because he ain't it." And I believe that what she's trying to do is what some people always want to do, is to put, this person against the other. And I know certain things about Minister Louis Farrakhan. I've watched, plenty of videos on him, and the Nation of Islam, and what the thought process is. And although while these are two different approaches, there is not much difference in what Kevin Samuels is saying and what Minister Louis Farrakhan is saying. Okay? Now, obviously, Louis Farrakhan is going to come at it with more of a religious approach and with more compassion towards women. That's for sure. But both Minister Louis Farrakhan and Kevin Samuels believe in leadership, male leadership. Okay? Men living and operating at a very, very high standard. That's going to be very common in these two messages. Okay? Kevin Samuels and Minister Louis Farrakhan are both going to appeal to who? Black men, to improve their situations, to have ownership of what they do, to control what they have, to control the economy. All right? And also, Minister Louis Farrakhan and Kevin Samuels believe that women are helpmates. And I would even say that Minister Louis Farrakhan is even maybe a little bit more traditional on this. Women are to assist men. Women are not to be, challenging men as you see on the outside world. And women have to do things. Like if you look at the Nation of Islam ladies, what do they have to do? How do they have to dress? Those women are covered up. They are married women who are submissive to their husbands. All right. Now we can differ, in and out as to what, high value men and all of this, but those three components are going to be the same. Right. But the reality is that I have a question. Well, then if Minister Louis Farrakhan has been married for 60 years, and he has, well, why hasn't the black community listened to Louis Farrakhan? Let's just leave Kevin Samuels out of it. Because Louis Farrakhan has been, pretty popular, at least vocally, since the early 80s. And formerly the Speaker of the House and the writer of the final call for the Nation of Islam. Because remember, it was Louis Farrakhan that said that Malcolm X should be put to death in that final call issue in the 60s. Why aren't people listening to Louis Farrakhan? I will tell you. Because Louis Farrakhan is going to also require that women have standards. So you can't just go out and dress how you want to dress and be a part of the Nation of Islam. You have to eat one meal a day. You see the rules that are required to be a part of the Nation of Islam as a woman? The standards that you have to meet? What your role is in building the community? Even if you're not a Christian, right? Even if he's just talking to the black community at large, those people who are, who respect Louis Farrakhan, but not necessarily in the Nation of Islam. He's been saying certain things for years. Okay? Shahrazad Ali, who was in the Nation of Islam, talked about the same things Kevin Samuels was talking about today. But what did you call her? You called her a pick-me. She's disrespected. She's saying the same thing about sisters that Kevin Samuels was saying. In fact, that message came from the Nation of Islam first. But the reality is that you don't listen to nobody. See, all of these are excuses about, oh, I'd rather listen to Louis Farrakhan. Kevin Samuels hasn't been married. He can't have a good relationship. And you know, that could be true with he's not married right now. But then again, it would come to the point of, what would that have to do with him understanding what men that make over $100,000 a year want? Which he definitely is in that class of people. He's definitely highly productive. He's definitely a man that's a go-getter. He's definitely the kind of man that ladies would like to deal with. So he's speaking from a personal vantage point. And the reality is that ladies are looking for an excuse not to fall in line with anything. I want to do, just come out and say it. I want to do what I want to do, and I want to do it because I want to do it. Because there have been certain people that have been talking to the black community about what the black woman's role is, and no one listens to it. Minister Farrakhan, for the last 60 years, has been talking to black America about, controlling the black man's economy. And when he speaks and he gives his, talking points and everything like that, you be clapping, and as soon as he leaves, you forget all about what he said, and you back to doing what you're doing again. The black community doesn't want to listen to anybody for the most part. Then when somebody comes out and has some sense on what you're talking about, you get mad. So either you want to hear something that benefits your lifestyle, which is like the black church, that doesn't criticize women at all, or Minister Farrakhan, because he doesn't really criticize women at all so much. You don't want to hear it. But if Minister Farrakhan comes out and says some hard truths about what's going on with certain black women, y'all wouldn't like Louis Farrakhan no more. Y'all would be asking to take his YouTube channel down also. You be flagging his videos. So it wouldn't just be, hate speech, which he gets hit with all the time, or he used to. Y'all be hitting him with hate speech because he don't like women. And the reality is that you can't keep going on the path that you're going expecting that results are going to be different. Results are not going to be different. We're going to keep having these same problems. It just can't be black men raising the standards. Black women have to raise their standards too. And again, when people are looking for arguments, it's always, well, what does this person look like? Or, what is this person doing? They don't have this and that. But based off of the work and based off the reflection of what kind of person you say you want, and they're in that class of people. Because I'm not married, but I can tell you what it's like to make top 2 or 3% income in America. I can tell you about that. I can tell you how it feels. I can tell you what guys like myself would require in a mate. Okay? Highly productive people are going to have pretty much the same things. He's giving his opinion based on his productivity. And if you want to continue to do what you've been doing, which is nothing, just say that. But don't try to make excuses as to why you don't want to listen to somebody. You're not listening to anybody at all. And that is exactly why black America is where it's at. Can't nobody tell this person anything, and it's always an excuse as to why. You don't listen to Kevin Samuels, fine. You ain't listening to Louis Farrakhan either. He been saying the same thing that's been beneficial in some cases to black people for many years. And some folks just have not taken any heed to it. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains all time high.